Hi there, it's me, Jordan Van Haslo. Welcome to Jordan Van Haslo and Friends live on Hot 702.5 FM Las Vegas. Let's get on with the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Showtime with Jordan Van Haslo and Friends right here on Hot 702.5 FM Las Vegas. I am so excited for today's guest. We have a brand new friend. Many of you may have seen her on Fox on We Are Family, this wonderful, wonderful competition show. And more importantly, and I'm so excited to talk about this, she's a burlesque performer. Burlesque. So without further ado, please welcome our new friend, Janine Fatone. Hello, Janine. Hello, Janine.
Hello, Jordan. Hello, Jordan.
I've been singing that. I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. I'm doing well. I'm excited. This is exciting for me.
I think it's so exciting. I watched your episode. I watched you on We Are Family, and I think that's so fun. I don't necessarily want to lean into sister of, because I've met a lot of people who are the sibling of, and usually they're like, screw you, man. I'm my own person. So I don't know how much you want to talk about being a sibling of or not. But more importantly, so you tell me where to go and where not to go.
I am fine with any of it, honestly. I mean, because he's part of my life. He is my family, so I don't mind talking about him. It really doesn't bother me at all. He does.
Okay.
Whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about. You know, you want to talk about him, I'll give you 3 seconds of him, and then I'll do the 20 seconds of me. That works.
I love it. Well, so for those of you who don't know in our listening audience, Janine Fatone, in addition to being a burlesque performer, in addition to being a star on a wonderful show, unscripted show on Fox, Janine Fatone is also the sister of NSYNC's Joey Fatone. So we can talk about that in a little bit. I want to know about the burlesque. I love burlesque, and I've met throughout my life and throughout my time, I've met a handful of people who, excuse me, who perform burlesque. And like, I came out of cabaret, and I love that people are still keeping, sort of like people still keep like the art of the Great American Songbook and cabaret alive. I love that there's still these vibrant communities all over the United States keeping burlesque alive.
Yeah, it is. I do most of my shows. I live in St. Pete, but I do most of the shows in Orlando. I've been with our group name is Corsets and Cuties.
Corsets and Cuties. That's cute. I love that.
Yeah, and it's a whole troupe. We do an entire show. It's a 2-hour show. So it's not something where you're going to come for 3 seconds and you're gone. I love the fact that you have complete realm of what your act is going to be like. They never put a stipulation on what you can do, what you can't do. So for me, being in that is a complete outlet. I love live theater. I was brought up with live theater. And so doing that is really an escape. And I get to create my own. My Corset and Cutie name, my burlesque name, I should say, is the Divine J9. So.
Oh, I like that. J9, get it.
That's how my name is spelled. So I'm the Divine J9, and I'm the oldest one. I'm the only one with grandchildren in the troupe. I'm 52. I'm proud to say. And I don't have your typical body. You know, I just don't have your typical body. I either, well, from the show until now, I've lost like 60 pounds. So I look a little bit different than what I did then. Okay. But when I'm in burlesque, I don't feel ashamed. I don't feel body conscious. I don't feel anything like that. So it's a really, really fun thing for me. And I love that they gave me the opportunity to bring me onto that cast. I've been doing it for about 10 years.
Okay. Is it, you say you don't feel like insecure or anything when you're doing burlesque? Is that just your own, like, I don't feel insecure, here's my tatas? Or is it because of the nature of...
No, because everybody has, people will feel shamed about their body no matter what, whether it's your face, your eyes, your boobs, your butt, whatever it is. people will have that body shame. And if you come out and you're like, hey, listen, this is me, this is who I am, and I'm not ashamed of it, usually somebody will walk out of there and say, you know what, if she can do that shit, I can do it too. So yeah, and that's something that for me is very uplifting. If I can just touch one person, I'm good to go.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. How many people are in the troupe, and how often do you perform?
In the troupe, there's about sometimes there's 10, sometimes there's 9, sometimes there's 12. There's always an opening act that we all do together, and there's always a closing act, and then in the middle you have your specialties. So you have your fetish, your over 300-pound women. You have your sexy, beautiful, that can go down to a thong with no fishnets kind of women. And then you have me. So me, I'm in the middle. I'm not like the huge sexy. I'm not the most petite little beautiful thing. I'm the comedian, and I sing live on top of it. So, I do live performances. A lot of them lip sync. I do live. So.
Oh, wonderful. What does your particular act consist of?
So for instance, I did, oh Lord have mercy, help us all. I did Pinks. And I can't. I did a Pink song. And we have a gentleman named Teddy, and he is actually somebody that does silks. And I said, you know what, Teddy? I said, remember when Pink was walking down the side of the building in Vegas? I want to try and recreate that. And again, I am not a petite woman in any way, shape, or form. I do have video of it, which is terrifying, but also hysterical at the same time. I actually put myself in silks, and he swung me across the stage. Those are things that I do. Things that people would not think that I would do, I actually do. I did, I dressed up as, what's her name from Toy Story? Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
Toy Story. I saw Toy Story once, like when it first came out.
Man, what's her name? Jeez Louise.
Oh no.
It's the cowgirl. Anyway, I dressed up like the cowgirl from Toy Story, and I did Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, and my horse was an electric wheelchair. Jessie is her name. There you go. I couldn't remember her name, but Jessie is her name. So I dressed up as her. I got my father's electric wheelchair, and I put one of those horses, the fake horses with the
Did
stick.
you tell him first, or did you just did he wake up and couldn't?
The what?
I said, did you tell him first, or did he wake up?
He knew I was taking it. He knew. He wasn't falling on the floor or anything like that. We were good. He didn't have to hit life alert that morning. He was all right.
I love it. Have you always been a performer? Like, let's go back to the beginning. How did you get to burlesque? So let's go back to the beginning. Okay, you were born, and then what happened?
Where are we going to? We're going to kids, or we're going from children or teenage years?
I want to hear all about it. Were you like, did you do like a lot of theater when you were a kid? Did you do like, what's your journey?
So my journey is my father is a singer from a group called the Orions from the 1950s and 60s. I was born in 72, so it kind of bled into my young childhood. I would watch my dad sing. I would learn all the songs that he learned. The guys would always harmonize in the house, and then they would go do a show. And at that time, the kids were allowed in the bars, so I would always go and watch a show. As we got older, as the three of us got older, we all went to Catholic school. And my father would put on shows so that he would save a little bit of tuition, because it was expensive back then for 3 children to go to Catholic school. So we actually did the shows. My father would write them, and we would do them. So that's when we went, that's in our Catholic school days. And then as time went on, I was the first white Aretha Franklin at Universal Studios. So
are you from Orlando?
Yeah, well, we're originally from Brooklyn, but we lived in Orlando. I can call myself a Floridian now. We've been here long enough. I was a senior in high school when we moved.
Okay.
So we worked at Universal, and I was the only one that was casted, the first one that was casted as Aretha Franklin in the Blues Brothers show at Universal.
I love it.
It's pretty comical. And it landed me a couple of other jobs. I was a backup singer for an artist for a while.
Cool.
And what artist is that? What are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Keep you all on the edge of your seats, huh?
So who was it?
So Britney Spears. I was Britney Spears backup singer for the European tour and Brazil. I did Rock in Rio with
Oh,
her.
how cool. How
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I keep meeting this, I keep having this Britney Spears thing. I had when I used to live in Los Angeles, one of my really good friends, he used to be the editor-in-chief of BritneySpears.com. You know, before there was like social media and such, when like everyone like kind of kept their blogs on, and he used to do.
Yeah.
I keep having these moments where like I meet people who like have this Britney connection.
Crossing a Britney path. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, or if it's supposed to mean
It's
anything.
6 degrees of separation.
That's so that's so fun. How did you like that? Because that's like an intense thing. Like
It
touring
is.
with an artist of that magnitude and those type of venues, like that's a
Right.
whole other thing. Talk
Right.
to me.
Well, at that time, the boys were the boys, and Brittany and I had a friendship because of my brother and because of Justin. So when we had that, it was rough. Is touring life for everybody? Absolutely not. You either love it or you hate it. There's no in between. There's nothing like, oh God, I got to go to work this morning. No, you either love it or you hate it, because you're constantly on the road. You don't know where you're going. You have no idea which venue you're in. You don't even know what city you're in.
You just like show up and it's like, oh, here we go. Like,
Yeah.
I've done theater tours. I've done theater tours, and I firmly believe that like you said, love it or hate it, but I firmly think that every performer should have that experience at least once.
Oh, of course. Of course. Absolutely. They need to have that kind of experience because it's something that it will either make you or break you.
Yeah.
And live theater is not live theater, but live performing is hardcore. It's not easy. I went to go see Gladys Knight for my 50th birthday. And what is she, in her 78?
She has to be like, she probably is 80 at this point.
She's pushing it. She is pushing it. But let me tell you something. That woman stood up there for 2 hours and sang her ass off. And I was like, you know what? I would die. I would drop dead if I tried to do that. There's no freaking way. And she did it like it was flawless. And she's like one of my favorites. She's one of my favorites. So.
Yeah, totally. Jose said that the Rolling Stones are touring now. I can't believe that they're still going the way that they do. You know, there are people because I try to see all of the old greats, you know, when I can. And they're a group of people I haven't actually seen live yet. And so when they come to town, I'm gonna have to try to see them just to knock them.
I had the privilege of seeing them. My brother Steven, because there's 3 of us. There's Joseph, Steven, and myself. I'm the oldest. Steven's in the middle, and Joey's at the bottom.
I love it. You're both Jays, and poor middle child is like the odd.
I know, and he has that middle child syndrome. It's so friggin' bad. It's not even funny. He is actually a technical director. So he toured with the Rolling Stones. He does the technical directing for Rolling Stones, Gaga, Bruno Mars. So all of us have a hand in it. So I had the pleasure of actually seeing them, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was years ago, but it was good.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever pursue a career as a solo artist or as a recording artist or as a solo concert singer?
Not I mean, if you call karaoke doing that, I mean, hey, yeah. But I took a different route. Yeah. I took a different route. I have children, you know, I have my boys, I have my grandchildren. So I went for the family route. I watched my brothers leave constantly, going on tour, leaving here, there. And I watched my nieces and nephews grow up basically, and they missed out on a lot. And I didn't want to miss out on those things with my kids, you know, especially my baby, Declan, he's 17 now. Both my kids are adopted. So I wanted to be there for that, you know, for that whole thing, you know, and my oldest needed to be there for. So, yeah.
Totally. That makes sense. So I'm curious because people always when they talk about like famous people, they're always talking about how hard it is to be famous and yada 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 yada. What's it like to be closely adjacent to someone who's really really famous? Like when that happens to say like your brother, when that happens, how does that change your life?
When it first started, I was green. I was nasty green. I was like, he got lucky. I'm sitting here at Universal Studios doing freaking karaoke 2 nights a week, and my brother's touring the freaking world. I was pissed off. I was jealous. Well, I ain't gonna lie. There
I
is
think
no.
that's it's an honest answer. I think that that's a valid a feeling to have. I'd be
Yeah.
pissed. I'm an only child, but I'd be pissed.
Right. See? It is. It's frustrating because you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this, and then when I finally did the tour, I was like, I don't know if this is the life of me. But okay, going back to being famous, there's a lot of perks to it, and people who say, oh, they hate being famous or they hate doing this or they hate, people coming up to them. I do get it. I get it. But if people don't come up to you and if people don't acknowledge you, then you just better start doing your B shows real soon. So you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. And when you want to have that personal time with your family, when you want to do things like that, we kind of make it a point to not be in the center of attention. We
Right.
kind of make it a point, this is where we're going and things like that. Do people recognize me now? Yes, I'm getting recognized now, which is a little bit different for me because before I was getting recognized as Joey's sister, quote unquote, but now they're actually calling me Janine, which is something that doesn't normally happen for me. So I'm taking advantage of it.
and that's kind of what I was curious about. Like, how did when your brother became really famous in this huge band that blew up, how did your life change? Like, did all of a sudden you have new friends? Like, did all of a sudden you have, like, I was curious.
We had to filter.
Right.
We had to filter people. We knew what was good and what wasn't. One thing that I had in my life changed as far as, well, first of all, I wasn't able to see my brothers very much because Steven was with Joey filming. So I didn't get to see my brothers very much at all. And other things that changed was as time went on and things started really coming into play and blowing up, and you really realize my brother actually realized that, I'm going to take care of my family. And he did. He bought me my first car. Are we still here?
Yeah, we're here. We're totally here.
Because I got a different picture.
No, Jose said that my audio was getting choppy, and that sometimes happens when the video is going. So I just turned off the video for that reason.
Oh, okay. So what was I saying? As time went on, like with my brother,
he bought you your first car. He's taking care of his family.
Yeah, he's taking care of his family. He's never been the one to not, help or anything like that. As time went on and we got older, now it's a little bit different. Parents are older, we're older, all our kids are older, and now it's a little bit different as far as the dynamic. He's like my father. He's just like my father. Like he'll say things to me. I'm like, all right, Dad, but the dynamic has changed. I never looked at him any different because I'm 5 years older than him. So I babysat him. He's my little brother. So I never really looked at him any different. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, going back to you, so you went the family route. How did touring with Britney come about? Like, were you actively looking for things to do, or like how did that come about? And I want to hear all about your experiences there.
I was found. I actually did the national anthem for a charity basketball event at the arena. And it was called Challenge for the Children. And it was all these celebrities that all came in and played basketball for this charity. Well, they had said, my brother said, hey, listen, my sister has sang the national anthem here before. go ahead and let her do it. So I sang the national anthem. And after I was done, Britney's manager had came over and said, hey, listen, I did not know you can sing like that. I said, dude, Johnny Wright is his name. I was like, dude, I've been here forever. You've seen me sing. You've heard me sing. He goes, yeah, but not like that. We're looking for a backup singer for the European tour and for Rock in Rio for Brazil. And I was like, okay. 2 days later, I'm getting a passport. 3 days later, I'm on a freaking plane going to London. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is happening? So it happened so fast, so quick. I had to learn music so quickly. And myself and Priscilla, who was with me, she also it was like a whirlwind. The two of us, they just threw us on a plane and said, figure it out, girls. So we had to do it.
Wow. Was there any rehearsal at all? Or was it like?
Yeah, I went to New Orleans. I went to New Orleans for rehearsal. We had 24 hours of that. And then I was on a plane to London.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boom,
Yep.
boom, boom. How long was that tour?
I was gone for, oh gosh. I was gone for 4 months.
Okay.
4 months it was.
Yeah, that's a nice run.
It's a run that'll tell you, hey, listen, am I sleeping in this bunk again? Or where am I going to the bathroom today? Could you just pull over on the side of the road? So
after it was over, were you like, oh my God, wonderful experience, I never want to do that again? Or were you like, maybe this could be something that could be an interesting thing to do over or do again?
I think after that tour, particularly because it was very, very strenuous. We really didn't have very many days off, so we were constantly on the go. I think that tour taught me a lesson. It was like, you know what? Maybe I should take a break from this for a little bit. And with the money that I made, I created my own karaoke company. So I was doing karaoke like 4 or 5 nights a week in different, bars and pubs. And I worked mostly in the gay clubs. So I did a lot of that for a long time.
Oh, that's cool. So karaoke in terms of like hosting karaoke, or did you like,
yes,
okay.
I hosted. Yeah.
I haven't done karaoke in a very long time, but I remember years and years and years ago, it was back, I think I was like in high school at the time. I got hired for at the National Restaurant Association. They had their annual convention in Chicago, and I got hired by this karaoke machine company.
Okay.
To stand there. They had a booth, and I had to just sing karaoke, for 2 days straight, 8 hours a day. And they only had 2 different CDs, and I only knew 3 songs. And so I think, oh my God, the people on either booth aside of me probably hated me because I kept singing Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
Oh,
and like some Disney's like over and over and over again.
That's fantastic. I couldn't even imagine. I'm sorry that happened to you. That's funny.
So I haven't done much karaoke since. What made you start a karaoke company, or how did that come about?
Well, it started because, I was like, okay, I love to sing, decent money for the amount of time. So I had got for the amount of hours that I did. And when we adopted Declan, myself and my ex-husband, when we adopted D, he would work days and I would work nights. So it kind of made it was a easy way for me to work and do what I like, just in a different avenue, just on a different platform.
Totally. That's wonderful. What's your go-to karaoke song?
I have a couple of them. A couple of them I retired, which a lot of people would really, they want to hear so bad. Is Midnight Train. I would do, that was one of the ones. I usually did anything that was current at that time, but I think my favorite one that I do now, is probably Remedy, by Adele. I love that one. And then I know I started doing Hold My Hand by Gaga, which is what I'm going to now.
Oh yeah, that's your go-to now.
That's my go-to now. Yes.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. That makes me think of what was the name of that movie with
Top Gun.
Andre Brower and
Oh,
Gwyneth Paltrow, where they were like on the karaoke circuit, the karaoke competition circuit.
the
Do you know what
karaoke
I'm talking about?
competition. Yes, I know what you're talking about. I have to think of the name.
Is that a thing? Is there like a circuit like that in
Well, I
karaoke?
used to pay my bills like that. Like I would go to karaoke competitions and not sing and not say a word, and then I would just blow them out of the water and win. So that's how I paid bills when I didn't have money for bills.
That's kind of amazing.
I did win Dick Clark. Now I'm gonna show my age. Am I showing my age right now?
I know who Dick Clark is, so I'll
Right.
be
So
old with you.
right. So Dick Clark had this huge karaoke competition, and each state had a representative. So I had to compete. I competed in Orlando and I won for the bar. Then after I won for the bar, I had to compete for the city. So I won for the city. Then I had to compete for the state. So then I won for the state. So I ended up in Opryland, and I sang with 40. There was like, I think there was 46 other people from different states. And
Uh-huh.
I placed sixth in the nation,
That'd
basically,
be
which is
awesome.
too shabby. Top 10.
That's
We'll
not
get
too
there.
shabby at all. You're the like there's 50 states, so six ain't bad at all. Do you remember
Mm-mm.
what you sang?
Yes, I actually did. I had a friend of mine make a costume for me. I had a yellow patent leather raincoat on, and underneath I had this like purple chiffon, booby-ridden hairpiece. I was drag queened out. I did It's Raining Men. I did It's Raining Men for that one. And then the second song that I had to do was Try a Little Tenderness by Otis Redding.
Oh, I love that song so
Yeah,
much.
it's a good song.
I
Yep.
guess that's what's so great about like karaoke is that you get to sing just like anything you like
Hmm.
that like you really like that really like you feel something about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a good time. It's an outlet, I think, for people as well. They feel
Yeah,
like they have their 5 minutes of fame.
totally.
Yeah.
Total. I
Yeah.
remember there here and I'm in New York right now, and I remember there was I'm sure it's long gone now. This is before I moved to LA, but they opened up a karaoke bar that had a live band. And I remember
Yes.
going to, and I thought that was because that was like so cool. And you'd see all these people, who are
Right.
probably, like doctors, lawyers, Indian chiefs, and they would just totally like have their like moment. And
Yeah.
yes, some of them weren't so great, but some of them were so good. And it's like,
Yes.
oh my God, I think it's a wonderful,
When they're
wonderful
really good like
thing.
that, when they're really good like that, you find that diamond in the rough. You're just like, oh, and you stop for a second. But then you have the ones who know they cannot sing whatsoever, but they so pull it off because it's hysterical. You know, they so pull it
Totally.
off. Yeah.
So what made you kind of transition out of the karaoke scene?
Well, as my kids got older, it was harder for me to do that bar life,
Right.
the nightlife and things like that. So I kind of like moved myself, into a different direction. I always worked, even though I did the karaoke, I always worked for Darden. So when I was done with Darden, I started working for the airlines.
Does that mean
Um,
did you get like free shrimp scampi and like all those wonderful cheese biscuits?
well, the cheddar biscuits I could eat, but to be perfectly honest, I'm allergic to shellfish.
Oh.
So I couldn't eat any of it.
Womp womp.
I know. So Janine was having steak. Janine was having steak and chicken, and everybody's having like lobster, all kinds of salad, all kinds of crap. And here's Janine with her little piece of chicken and her steak.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Can we wait? Staying on that subject, maybe you can settle something for me because I had an argument with a friend. So I distinctly remember that when I was a kid, you sort of dressed up to go to Red Lobster. Like not suit and tie, but it's
No,
like
no, you're right. Yes.
I distinctly remember like, we're going, Dad got a promotion. Put on your slacks. We're going to Red Lobster.
Yep.
Whereas now, like, you can just go anyway. And I was talking to someone and they were like, what the hell are you talking about? You didn't go. I remember distinctly that Red Lobster was a little bit of like it wasn't the fanciest, but it was like it's an occasion.
Right. Yes. It was a higher end. It was a higher end. Yes. And I guess when all that fell through, it kind of, yeah, the clientele's a little bit different now. I haven't been in years, but the clientele is definitely different.
I actually went for the first time in years and years last year because they were doing that, whatever, the shrimp special or whatever they always used to do. And yeah, the clientele is completely different. Yes, and the environment's completely different. And I was like, this isn't my Red Lobster. I remember choosing my lobster in the aquarium and
yeah, I remember because I worked there for years. I worked there from when I was 19 years old.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And then when I left there, I left Red Lobster 7 years ago, and I've been with the airlines ever since.
Oh, that's cool. So you said you're with Delta?
No, Southwest.
Oh, Southwest. I'm sorry.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that, but yeah, Southwest.
Well, I mean, it's true. You work there.
They actually called me. Headquarters actually called me because a pilot was retiring and he was coming into Tampa on his last flight. And that day, the weather was so crappy, they couldn't do the salute that they usually do with the fire trucks when they come in. They couldn't do the water salute. So they were like, what are we doing for this, for this guy? Well, I was like, okay.
I got a song for you.
Yes, I do. So I grabbed their karaoke machine. We have a karaoke machine at Red Lobster, at Cheese Louise, at Southwest. So we have a karaoke machine there. I grabbed the karaoke machine. I ran over to the gate and I just winged off Last Dance. But I was like, it's your last flight for you. Like, I don't know. I was just winging off words. And it just happened to show up on TikTok.
I love it.
Yeah. And then they called me and they're like, hey, listen, we didn't even know you did the show. We didn't know you did this. We didn't even know that your brother was this person. And, now it's a completely different ball game. I could become the USO of Southwest. We have no idea. Yes.
Talk about in-flight entertainment. I think
I am not in flight. I'm on the ground.
No, I'm saying I think that might be a market, like live entertainment in the air. I think
it should be. It should be. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool that they recognized it, and the pilot was amazing, and he was so sweet, and he was, it's good to see that. It's nice to do something that people actually filmed me and put it all over the place, and I was getting so many hits left and right, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Because I'm not used to TikTok. This is my first time with a TikTok, so I've never had anything like that. I don't even have Instagram.
You don't even have it.
That's how pathetic I am.
But you have Facebook, right?
Yeah, I have Facebook and I have TikTok. I'm lucky I can figure out those freaking two.
Well, I love that you hopped over, right? Because Facebook is for old people, Instagram's for everybody, and TikTok is for young people. So I think it's awesome because you got the TikTok. So it's like you don't even need the Instagram. You jumped over, you skipped over.
I'm only one of the feral children that are left over that didn't have a TikTok.
I love it. So now with your new TikTok fame, are you thinking about, doing, anything new, maybe like doing something bigger musically? Or are you thinking, or are you just kind of like just chilling and enjoying live?
I don't know. It depends on what comes our way. My way, I was bowing for something really cool that, we don't know if somebody's going to pick up on it, but I wanted to go out for something like, for myself and my brother, since we've been working together for so long, we know each other inside and out. Do like an old Donnie and Marie, like an updated Donnie and Marie comedy hour, talent hour, or something like that.
That would be so fun. That's actually a really great idea.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that.
Come out to Vegas. Like that would be like so perfect.
We did Vegas. Well, I didn't do Vegas. He did Vegas.
Like we did Vegas.
Honey, I'm afraid of Vegas. The minute my foot comes off that plane, I turn into like, I don't even know, like my alter ego. I
Oh, and then
can't,
you go crazy with the casinos?
I lose my shit.
No, you
I
don't
cannot
do that.
function.
Listen, if you're performing in the casino, I remember my last residency ended in right when COVID happened. That was like my thing. I am not giving my paycheck back. like,
Right? Right? This is it's
like,
a terrible thing. It's horrible.
and they
And
make
I'm
it
a
so
card
easy.
player. I'm a
You're a
card
card.
player. So
What's
yeah.
your game?
Um,
Blackjack?
I I play any of them really. I do the Omaha high low, the Caribbean stud. I do 3 card poker. I can do the razzle dazzle. I can do Texas Hold'em.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. So you will get in trouble. Okay, so maybe not Vegas. Maybe you guys should do Universal. Like it'd be like a homecoming.
yeah. He has some stuff going on at Universal. The tour starts soon, so I think I'll be making some appearances. I'm just not sure where.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah,
Well,
I
if
did
you're
one.
in Vegas or New York or LA, you have to let me know. And if I'm in the town in that moment, I will totally come and cheer you on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I know they added 20 more dates, but I'm not sure where they actually are. I know that I'll probably do the one in Orlando,
right.
um, because that's our hometown. But
Hmm.
I know the other dates, I'm not sure where they are yet. I don't
Are you
know.
gonna
I
be
know
like opening or you just like come out as a special guest?
no, I come out as a special guest.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I come out as a
That's
special guest
cool.
and we do songs together.
This is what I think is so wonderful. Is like your experience is so unique, right? Like there's singers who like, just spend their lives going club date, club date, club date. You're like either at the karaoke bar or like at Madison Square Garden. It's like there's no in
Right?
between with you.
Isn't that funny? I never thought of it that way. The scale is so broad. It's freaking enormous. I never thought of it that way. But yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's the truth. That is the truth. I can tell you that much. You know,
Oh, I love
hopefully
it.
this show will open some doors. So we'll see what happens.
Indeed. Are you are you a person who like has a singing habit? Like do you walk around the house singing or do you not unless you like have to be on stage?
Depends. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in. It depends on, what's going on, what if the radio's on, if the dogs are coming towards me, things like that. I'll sing to them.
You
They
sing
like to
at
hear
them?
me. Yeah, I sing at them. Yeah.
I love that.
They love
So
it. One of them sings with me. The other ones don't.
so you come from this musical family. So now you're the second generation of musicians. Are your children musically inclined?
Um, my son Declan, very much so. He writes a lot of stuff. And you know what's funny? He won't let me hear it.
No?
No, he won't let me hear it. I think he's afraid to be judged, and which I would never, yeah, I would probably judge him, but no, I wouldn't.
But you wouldn't judge him in front of his face, right?
No, I wouldn't do it. Are you kidding me? No, I do it behind his back.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, I'd probably
But
judge him, but I wouldn't do it in front of but you said he's what,
no, I would.
17, you said?
The what?
You said he's 17?
Yeah, he'll be 18
Yeah,
in
so
July.
that's that time frame though, like where you are
It
like
is.
really self-conscious and all of that. So
Yeah, but from what I understand, people have heard it and it's actually really good. So I know he talks to his uncle a lot about it. And my dad. So let him go when he's ready to let me hear it, let me hear it. And then my granddaughter, well, actually my whole family friggin' sings. My aunts, my cousins, my nieces,
you
they
really
all
are like the Osmonds. Like you guys are like,
no,
that's
seriously.
it. That's what you
The
need. That's your Vegas residency. It's just the Fatones, and then you guys can just
yeah.
people can just come in and out depending on what their schedule is like.
And you know what? We can do that. We can actually, this is not a joke. We had Thanksgiving and we rented this huge Airbnb, this huge house. And one of our friends, Ken, he also plays the piano for Joey on tour. He can play anything and everything known to mankind. It doesn't matter what it is. You just tell him and he'll play it. He
Uh-huh.
actually came in. We paid him to come in and play songs, and we had our own show going on for 3 freaking days. 3 days.
That's amazing.
Nonstop.
You guys
Yeah.
should have filmed that. Like that would have been
We
an
do.
interesting
We have
show.
film of it. Yeah, we do have film of it. Yeah. Because there's actually 50 of us for the
50
immediate.
of you?
Yeah, just the immediate family. My first cousins, their kids, my
So
aunts.
your parents had a lot of siblings, I'm assuming.
No, my dad has two sisters, and a brother, and my mom has two brothers.
Oh wow.
But my aunts, everybody had, at that time, everybody was having 3 or 4 children. Nobody just had one child.
There wasn't cable. They didn't have cable.
They didn't have cable. There was, it was snowing in Brooklyn.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's just have 15 children. That's it. And then, but we're all very close, all the first cousins and aunts and uncles and stuff like that.
Is everyone in Florida, or is there like some people who are still in New York and some of you are you guys spread out?
Actually, we all migrated to Florida. Everybody is in Florida somewhere, except for there's just like 2 or 3 that aren't.
Yeah. Okay. So that helps in terms of keeping close because you all are close, like physically close.
Family's huge to us, regardless. Yeah, family is very big to us, and I think that's a big thing that we've been passing on to our kids as well.
Yeah, that's so lovely. That's absolutely lovely. So tell me, as far as as far as entertainment, as far as creatively, what is one thing that you haven't done but that you want to do, like a bucket list thing, or again, you've had such interesting experiences, like again, going from, the karaoke bar to like Wembley, like what's that thing that like you would love to do that you're like, oh my God, I've always wanted to do this, and the opportunity has never arisen?
I've never opened up for an artist.
Okay.
I've never opened up for an artist, and right now I'm pushing Teddy. I've been texting him, Teddy, come on now, you got this. Yeah, I've been pushing Teddy Swims to get my ass in there to do that.
Do you have your set figured out already? Like, exactly.
No, I'll just wing it. I don't care. I don't care what it is. I'll just do whatever. I don't care. I've never opened up for an artist. I've recorded before, so I've done that. I've recorded. I have, did national anthems. I've done drag shows. I've done drag king shows. I've done all kinds of things.
Drag king? Have you worked as a drag king?
Yeah, I did bingo as a drag king. Yes.
Were you still Divine J9, or did you have a different name in that moment?
No, I was Joe the Schmo. Because I look just like my brother when I put a beard on. Yep. I was Joe the Schmo. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. There used to be a show like that? You guys should have done that. Remember that show? It was called, it only lasted for a season, but it was called like You Look Like You Could Be or something. And it was like famous people would dress up, or else like people who looked like famous people would dress up, and they would see how I forget what it was called.
Yeah, yes, I do remember that show actually. Yes, I do. I do remember that.
So
I would love to do more. I would love to do more television. That experience for me, like, it was not bad at all. That experience was amazing. And you know what's funny is that I didn't even know anybody else that was on there. I didn't know. No, they kept us hidden. They kept us hidden. And there was like one person that came up to me into the lobby of the hotel and said, I know you're Joe's sister. And I was like, okay, thanks. You know my name. But he was actually one of the entertainers. He was one of the people that the talent. Yeah.
One of the talent.
Yes.
That's so funny. How did that come about?
We got a phone call. They gave him a phone call, and the next thing I knew, I got a call from Joe, actually his manager, from the Moverhill group, and they said, hey, listen, this is the opportunity we have. What do you think? I need you to do this. We're going to go on a couple of Zoom calls, and then we're going to figure it out. Well, at that time, Jamie Foxx had gotten sick. So they were trying to find, actually, Jamie Foxx was actually supposed to host it.
Right. I
And
remember that.
right. And they found Anthony. So when Anthony started, that's when everything started rolling, is when Anthony had finally, it came into play. But I did so many Zoom calls and different things like that, how to what songs to pick, what songs we were doing, what songs we weren't doing, things like that. So
Yeah.
they chose the first song. I did not choose the first song.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they
That
did.
makes sense. So what would be, so okay, we're on the radio now. So if you want to do television, what would be your ideal next television opportunity? Like, is there a specific show you'd love to be on? Is there like do you like doing the kind of competition-y thing? Would you like to
I
become a real housewife? Would you be like to like what would be the ideal thing for you in a perfect
Well,
world?
like I said, maybe like, I would love to be on a talk show. I've never been on a talk show before, like a
Oh,
live talk. You know what I'm saying? I've never done like, Carney Wilson or Kelly Clarkson. Well, Carney cooks a lot. So I would love to be on Carney's show, actually, because I
yeah,
cook a lot too. But that would be fun to do something like that. I would really love something like that. Yeah. That would
yeah.
be fun.
I think
Yeah.
you'd be really good on a talk show. You'd like
Well,
have,
we'll see.
I think you should have your, that's what you should do locally. You should try to see it. You should, that's you, because I think you'd be really good as a talk show host, like on a morning show or on
Yeah.
totally.
Radio. I would even do radio. Wouldn't even bother me.
Yeah.
Even bother me. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that would totally suit like your personality. I think totally. Speaking
Yeah.
of talk shows, did you watch the Wendy Williams documentary?
No, but I heard about it. I
Oh,
heard about it. I have not been able to actually sit down and watch it.
oh, it's
No.
heartbreaking. It's
Is it?
heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard some stuff about it, and I was like, okay, well, there has to when I get some time to go ahead and sit down and actually, watch it. I'm gonna sit down and watch it and see see how it goes. But I'm sure, I'm sure. I don't
yeah.
even. That's terrible.
So what's next for you? Do you have anything on the horizon next?
Right now, I am taking it easy, trying to figure out what my next move is going to be as far as whether I'm gonna start pushing for entertaining and doing different things, different spots here and there, whether or not I'm going to go with Joey and AJ for a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, and you know what? Just be me, I guess. I have nobody else to be.
I You're so chill. Is that like the Florida weather, like growing up in the Florida weather, or is that just were you always like that, even like as a little kid? Because you're a kid, because you just have
I
like such a fun, chill personality.
well, see, you're talking to me. You haven't seen me. I'm an absolute lunatic. I am. I'm completely off my rocker, like nuts. Yeah, it's true. You'll see if you look at my TikTok. I don't know. I think they might have took the audio off of it, but I have to put something on it saying that I don't own the rights.
Uh-huh.
I went to Milwaukee to go see Teddy Swims, and for some apparent reason, he decided that in his infinite wisdom to give me tequila, which is something that I know. And I did an entire performance. Is I feel like a woman from a balcony, and everybody was recording me and screaming, and he comes out, he goes, is she actually doing that right now? Did she just turn my entire audience around? And I was like, yeah, I did. That was me, but I'm an absolute lunatic.
But that's what I mean. When I said chill, I didn't mean like calm. I just mean chill. Like you seem totally like comfortable in your own skin, and you seem like you're that person who's like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Yeah,
Like you're down for whatever. Like you're not like
I am.
uptight. You're not
Yes,
uptight. That's
no,
what I
no,
mean
no,
when
no,
I say
no.
chill.
I'm far from uptight. I can tell you that much. Far from that. No,
Is that
no,
like a
no.
is that a family trait? Like is everybody in your family like very like let's just do this, woo? Or
Yeah,
is
I
that like
think the only
particular
one
to
that
you?
has, yeah, I think the only one that has a little bit of common sense is my mom.
Mhm.
The rest of us, we don't care. Yeah.
Is your
No, we
mom
don't
an
care.
entertainer or is your mom musical?
My mom just started singing. We used to laugh at her all the time. We used to say she's just the hood ornament, right? So she would just kind of hang out.
Well, like the spirit on the Rolls Royce. So that could be like great. Like,
She's just a hood ornament. But no, she actually she came out of her skin these past couple of years. My father's 78 and my mother's 70. What am I? I'm 52. She's 72.
okay.
So she just came out of her skin this year and decided I'm going to start singing. And she sounds so good. And we're like, what the hell? You haven't been doing this for years. And she's like, well, I don't know. I don't know. But now she's singing. She does karaoke all the time with her friends. I'm like, go ahead, girl, with your bad self.
I really think we need a Fatone family show.
We tried
TV
that.
Special.
Do you know we tried that? We tried that. Yeah, MTV picked us up years and years and years ago, and it never aired. But the footage that they have from that, oh my God, I was 890 pounds. No, I'm serious. My head looked like a bowling ball. No, you know who I look like? Baymax. I look like Baymax from that show. What is the six kids, whatever. Yeah, I look like Baymax. I look like the Michelin Man. But yeah, it was terrible. I was like, oh, sweet baby Jesus. But I didn't care. I was like, whatever.
You're you like, either like MTV, damn it. Yeah, totally. You have to like it or you don't. Yeah. No, but I think we need a Fatone family show. You said there's 50 of you. Think about that. If like only like 5 of you performed an episode, that's an entire season.
Well, that would just be me, my mother, my father, and my brothers. That's funny. Yeah, you never know. You never know what's on the horizon. You just don't know.
Totally. Oh my God. This has been so wonderful getting to know you. I wish I could continue talking, but we have sponsors, thank heavens. But before we leave, where can we keep up with you?
Well, I am on, like I said, I'm on Facebook. So it's just my name, Janine Fatone Butler, actually. It's a hyphenated Butler. And then on my TikTok, it's Janine.Fatone. And now I'm doing shows in St. Pete. And actually Largo. I do Quench twice a month. I do karaoke at Quench twice a month. And if you lose your bag, you'll see me at the airport. So I'm the one who finds it. That's how we roll.
I love it. And your burlesque act, where can we learn about your burlesque act?
Burlesque is in Orlando. Burlesque is in Orlando. They are Corsets and Cuties. You can go to Corsets and Cuties on we do have a page. There's an Instagram for them. There is a what do you call it? There's a Facebook for them. There's actually a website for Corsets and Cuties. All you have to do is type in Corsets and Cuties and it'll come up. They perform in different places. Sometimes they're at a Stardust Lounge. Sometimes they're in actually Fringe is actually coming up soon in Orlando. So there'll be shows being done for Fringe Festival as well.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. Well, fantastic. Well, we will definitely keep in touch and keep up with you and keep up with what you're doing and let our audience know what you're doing. But this has been an absolute treat. You're so fun. I really enjoyed this.
No, thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it. I don't get to do much stuff like this. So for me, this is great. I loved it. Thank you for letting me have this opportunity. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. And I can't wait to talk to you again. And thank you all. And thank you all out there in Radio Land. We will talk to you next week for another episode of Showtime with Jordan. But oh my God, I almost forgot the name of my own damn show. We'll catch up with you next week on another episode of Showtime with Jordan Van Haslo and friends right here on Hot 702.5 FM, Las Vegas. And don't forget, you can download the Hot 702.5 FM app and listen to the show in real time. And please check out hot702.5fm.com.
Hi there, it's Jordan Van Haslo. Yes, that Jordan Van Haslo. I don't know if you know this, but everyone's favorite radio show and podcast is now available on Spotify. That's right. Showtime with Jordan Van Haslo and friends, my weekly one-on-one chat with some of the most interesting people I know in entertainment and the arts, can now be streamed on Spotify. I share real estate with Joe Rogan.